It's 1 a.m. I'm starving and it's Ramadan, so let's make a Biscoff milkcake. Guys, it looks so good. Look at it, it looks beautiful. That's actually looking phenomenal. This milkcake is actually 10 out of 10 and I can promise you it tasted so good. First, mix together dry ingredients, so plain flour, salt, baking powder and set aside. Next, we're going to separate the egg whites from the yolk. It's actually so fun doing this. You need to ensure that you do not get any yolk into the egg whites because we're going to whip them up later to make our meringue. And in total, I used about 4 eggs. And once that's done, to the egg yolks, we're going to add in our milk and then add in some Biscoff spread followed by some sugar. So I couldn't find another jar of smooth Biscoff spread, so I had to buy the crunchy one, but for the cake bar, I am using the smooth one. Mix that together and then pour into the dry ingredients. Set aside, and then it's time to whip up the egg whites. So I always add in a teaspoon of white distilled vinegar because it helps stabilize the meringue. You can also use lemon juice. I always start on a really low speed and then gradually add in the sugar and then gradually increase the speed as I go along. And I do this and repeat this until the meringue has basically formed. You want to then combine the meringue into the cake batter. Always start off with a small bit of meringue and then add in the rest. Make sure to not overmix and be gentle when you fold this in because we want to keep this as airy as possible. Maybe I am too critical, but for me, I was like, yeah, this cake definitely failed when I poured it into the cake pan because I felt as if the cake pan was too big. But it actually wasn't the worst because it did taste so amazing. So I baked the cake in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. And then it was time to make the milk mixture. I always use crunchy Biscoff, and to that I added in evaporated milk and condensed milk. I always warm this in the microwave for around 30 seconds just so everything is easier to mix together. Poke holes into the cake and then pour in the beautiful milk mixture, and of course it is so much better if you let this sit overnight, but I was impatient so I never did that. Whip up some double cream. I always freeze my double cream for around 30 minutes before whipping it up because then you get the softest and smoothest whipped cream ever, and the softness actually lasts a really long time too. And finally, it was time to decorate the milk cake, so I warmed up some Lotus Biscoff spread, crushed the biscuits, and then this happened. If the smoke alarm goes off at this time, that's hot! What the hell? I put it in the... Nah. Stop. That's right, like a donut, I burnt the Biscoff spread because I was meant to take it out after 30 seconds, mix, and then give it another 30 seconds, but I was having too much fun crushing the biscuits. And that was actually the last bit of smooth Biscoff spread, so I had to settle with the crunchy Biscoff at the top, which actually surprisingly banged. And there you go, probably one of the best milk cakes I've ever made. It's actually better than the pistachio one. Add some milk on top, and now it's time to taste test. You guys, that actually looks really nice. The full recipe is in the caption. Enjoy.